So welcome class. The assignment given was to transform these data sets into something like this. So the assignment was to work on that data set to create a report, and we want to ensure that the final product looks like this. So how do we go about it? So I will start from the data set. I told us that we should always get ourselves familiar with the data sets. Then we'll have an insight into the kind of things that we'll probably need to do with it, whether we want to clean the data set or we want to still look for more information to understand the content in the data set, or maybe it's outside our domain scope and we want to ensure that we get our hands on certain concepts or certain terms that we find in our data set. So looking at this data set, it is for a supermarket, maybe a big e-commerce or big supermarket with different branches here and there. So we have three different sheets in this workbook. So we have the people, we have the returns, and we have the orders. So this is an Excel sheet. So I'll go back to my Power BI here. I want to start by getting my data set into the Power Query. Let's see if we need to do one or two things before finally pushing it into my Power BI to see what we can do. It's an Excel file, so I'll just come right here, connect it to an Excel workbook, look for the data set. The data set is here. Get the data set in to my Power Query, and let's see what we need to do with it. Yes, I want to preview. We've got three different sheets there, and I need the three sheets. So I want to transform the data. I want to play with it in my Power Query. Let's get our hands dirty and see if we need to do one or two things. So we've got three queries here. I'll start from the orders query. So we have the row, we have the order ID, the order dates, the delivery dates, the ship mode, the customer ID, and all other things here. Me looking at this, I want to check for my data type to see, do we have any error, do we have any empty cell? So by making use of the column quality, we are seeing that I think we are pretty fine in terms of whether we've got error or empty cells in the data set. But I want to focus on the ship dates and the delivery dates. So we have the order dates here and we have the delivery dates, meaning there is no delivery time here, right? We have the order dates. Maybe at the end of the day we want to talk about how long does it take to deliver our products. Are we taking long to deliver our product? Maybe that will make us lose customers if we are taking longer period of time to deliver our product to our customers. So here we have the order dates, we have the delivery dates, meaning I can create a column here for the delivery time, and my delivery time will probably be my delivery date minus the order date. So that will give me the days spent on the logistics, spent on the delivery of our products. So what do I need to do? I can add a column and create a custom column. So by choosing my custom column, it's requesting for the name. I want to put delivery time somewhere here. Then I'll come here. What is the formula for my delivery time? I want to say my delivery dates. I want to remove my order date from my delivery date. Just that. So if I say okay now, let's see what's going to happen. So we have the delivery time here, right? And it's seeing it as text, but I just want to see it as maybe number. I want to see it as number. If you have 6 days, if you have 3 days, if you have 4 days, that's what I need here. So I've changed the data type to whole number. So we now see that the first order here took us 3 days to deliver. Let's double check. I want to move this closer to my my delivery date so that I'll be able to easily double check. So I press down my shift and I'm dragging. I want to drop it very close to the delivery date so that we can easily just double check and be sure that our math is correct and be sure that Power Query is doing the right thing. So let me just drop it here. Okay, so let me drop it here. I can just check. um, I'll be able to move the ship mode here, and we have this here. So let's check the first one. The delivery date is 11/11, right? The 11th of November. So the um order date is 8th of November. So 11 minus 8, that will give us 3, so we are fine. Same thing with the second one, 3. This is 16th of June, this is 12th of June. Took us 4 days, so we are okay with our delivery time here. Okay, maybe at the end of the day we want to calculate how long it takes to deliver a product, so I think we are fine with that. Let me see if there is any other thing I want to do here. My ship mode, yes, is ABC. My customer ID, it's okay. My customer name, my segment, the country, yeah, the country, okay, the city, the state, the postal code, the region, the product ID, the category, subcategory. We also have subcategory. I'll work on that later by the time we get to Power BI. The product name, the sales, yes, the sales, I think is cool. What we can do later on is probably just reduce the decimal number to maybe 2 decimal number to have the same thing across board. So quantity of products purchased, the discount given, um, maybe they gave us $2 discount here. uh, the percentage of discounts is here 0%, 0%, 0%, 0.45%. So, and then the profit also, we can work on the profit later and say, you know what, let's make sure the profit is in 2 decimal places. So I'm okay with orders. Let me check my people. Do I need to do anything here? If you look at the people here, look at the headers here. We have column 1 as the header, you have column 2 as the header here, and then we have the first row here says person and then region. Obviously the first row should be our headers. So what am I going to do? We need to promote the first row and make the first row the header. So I can come back home here, move here where we have use first row as header, and then I'll choose that. So look at what has happened now. The first row has jumped up here, and we now have the person and the region as the headers. So I think I'm okay with this. And I can move to return also. Return is the same thing, is applicable to return. We have a row 1, there should be the header. So I can come here and promote it and say, okay, so we can find out how many people return the product, or maybe something happened and all that. Maybe, okay. So I think we are cool with these 3 queries here. So let me close and apply. Don't forget, we can always come back here in case we still want to clean our data, we still want to do 1 or 2 things on our data set. So I'm trying to bring it back now to Power BI and see what we can do with it. Okay, so today I'll be showing us how to create the layouts using PowerPoint. This layout that I shared with us, that we'll probably want to just replicate this now just to test our skills. I'll do all this in PowerPoint, then import it into Power BI. I'll show us how to do that. Okay, so our data set is here now, right? We have our fields, all the 3 fields will appear here now. Orders, people, return. If I go to my orders here, I've got country, I've got city, and at the moment the data type is just text, so I can work on that. We'll talk about later, and some other columns too. But before I do that, let's move to my model. I want to work on the model. Let's create our model. Which one is our facts? Which one is our dimension? If you look at this here now, orders is our facts table, while people and returns are our dimension table. They are our dimension table. Here we still have the order ID returned. Here, do we have anything that is linking the 2 together here? So we have order ID. I can create a relationship. I can just drag this over this here now to create a relationship between orders and returns. If I don't want to do it here, I can as well come up here and manage relationships from here, and then I can start a new relationship, pick my tables, connect it to another table, decide on the cardinality and cross filter direction. But in this case, we just want to keep it simple. Let's say we're okay with this model, but still at the model, I want to quickly work on my country, my geography data sets. So country here, I click on my country, I can scroll down here, come to my advanced, check the data category, and then I can choose country for my country. So in case I want to use a map, it will recognize that. I will do the same thing for the city. I'll come to my data type and choose a city. Okay, and choose a city. Let me see, do I have any other thing here? Okay, I think I'm fine. What I want to also do here is that I have category, then I have subcategory, I have category, I have subcategory. Can I create something like an hierarchy here? Okay, so let me just say I want to create an hierarchy here. You know, subcategory is like a subset of category. So I want to pull the two together. In case I want to now create my chart, I can drill down and say, let me see what's happening here. So I can come here now and just put should I change the name? Category, hierarchy. I can change the name. Let me just leave it there, and I can come down here and add to the level. The first level here says category, obviously, so I can click on this arrow. It's showing me all the other table that I have under that other field. So I need the subcategory, so I can choose subcategory here and then apply. So it will create like an hierarchy for me here. I noticed that I missed state out when I was trying to work on geography data, so I can still come back here and choose state for my state here. So I can choose state, so I have state for the state here. Okay, you know what, you can as well decide to say you want to create category and then you come down from country to state to city, but in this case I just want to keep it simple. I'll just leave it there. What else do I want to do here? We have region here, which is obviously a geographical data, so I can come here as well and change the region to region here, change the region to region, and I'm okay. So here, let me just say I'm okay here. So let me go back to my report view. Don't forget, we also have our data view here, where we can easily check and see if we still need to probably create a column here or do other things there. But I can as well come here. Don't forget, I talked about the number of decimal places that we probably need here. So I can come here and say, for uniformity, let me just use 2 decimal number. I want to use 2 decimal places here. Okay, it's okay. And then I can come here for the profit as well. I want to keep it simple. I want to use 2 also for the profits. So we're fine here. And then profits, I want you to see it as under format here as currency, right? I want you to see it as currency. Maybe I want to add the currency to it, which is obviously in dollars. Then I can come back here again. It has changed the decimal place that I have there. Let me change it back again to 2. Okay, sales also, I might want to change that also to currency, then change the number of decimal places to 2, just for uniformity. So let me come back here. Do I need to do any other thing here? Okay, remember, we're starting from something small, then we'll grow from there. Okay, So we want to track our orders too. We have order dates here, and the dates here we have the day, the month, and the year. So we can actually break this down, and then we have the day, we have the month, and we have the year, so that when we need to find out sales per month, sales per day, sales per week, sales per quarter, we can easily do something like that, right? So you can as well extract day from here, extract month from here, extract year from here. So let me just come here. I can do this using different methods anyways, but I want to come here now and add it here. I can as well just go back home here, come back to my transform data sets here. If I come back to transform data sets, it will take me back to my Power Query. Then I can come back to my order dates here. You see, I can come back to my order dates here, and then maybe I want to do something here. I want to add a column, I want to add a date. So I want to extract the year from the date. So look at what has happened. The first one is 2016. If you check the other date, it's 2016. So I can as well extract other columns from there. I can extract the month, I can extract the day, I can extract the day. Where is my order dates? I can extract the day of the week of the day of the year rather. So I want the day of the week. That's what I want, the day of the week. You see, we can as well still turn this to maybe a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, and so on and so forth, depending on what we want to actually achieve. So I think I picked day of the week. If I pick name of day now, for example, let's see, name of day. I think I'll prefer name of day. I'll prefer to just have it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So Tuesday, it's day 2, right? Meaning it's starting from Monday is our day 1, Tuesday is our day 2 from what we have here. And then we have Sunday as 0, we have Saturday as 6. I can still work on this by the time I get to my what's it called, my Power BI. If I take it back to my Power BI, so I can still work on that, or better still, I can still shows. Okay, so let me just go back here. I can still tweak all those later when I get back to my Power BI. What I've just done now, I can as well do it here using my DAX here. I can use the formulas here to extract the day, the month, the year. So if I want to do that here now, if I say new column, for example, we already have the year, but in case I want to do like the weekday here, if I come to the column here and I put weekday, I can use the formula weekday. Then the date is obviously under my orders, order delivery, order day is what I want to use here. I want to use the order dates, okay, and then comma, return words. If I choose 1, for example, it means I want my day to start from let's see what we have here. I want it to start from a Sunday. So my Sunday is 1, my Saturday is 7. That is the reason for adding 1 here. And even I put 0 here, let's see what will happen. If I put 0 here, it's saying error. If I say it starts from day 2, let's say my week start from 6 now. Let me see. If I put 6 there now, say it's too large. It's requesting for 1, 2, 3. So let's just leave it at 1. let's leave it at 1. So so it's simply saying we are starting, Saturday is 7, our first day of the week is Monday, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's Sunday. Sunday is 1, Monday is 2, Tuesday is 3, Wednesday is 4, Thursday is 5, Friday is 6, Saturday is 7. That is the implication. That's what we have here. And if what I want to do is not, I don't want to use the weekday, you still have, maybe you want to use the week norm, for example. If I change that to week norm, it's counting the week number, meaning from January, February, March, is trying to count the 50 something weeks that we have in a year. So that's that of the week now, but that's not what we want. We want the weekly. If I want to put the day, for example, now let's say I want to use day will only accept the dates. Day will only accept the dates. So if I do day now, let's see what we're going to have. It's telling us the day of so let's just return it back to weekday, or better still, let's just take this off, since we've done something like that in our Power Query. So let me just leave it here. We will still work on that. Definitely. So I can as well come back to my reports here in case I want to build, I want to do like, what's it called now? Look at the delivery dates here now, order dates. If I expand my order dates, it has added like a date hierarchy by itself. Look at it, year, quarter, month, day. Already it has added it here, even without using some of the other things that I did here. So it's possible that I don't even need this, all the things that I created, but it's just to still remind us how we can create that. So before I start creating my reports here, I'm just assuming that everything is set here, that I don't need to create another DAX for anything here. If I need to create DAX, we'll still do that later on, but measure or calculated columns, if I need to do all those, we'll talk about it later. But let me just go back a bit and talk about how to use PowerPoint to do something like this. So if I come back to my PowerPoint here, this is a blank PowerPoint. I want a blank PowerPoint. All these things that I used are icons in my PowerPoint, so I can just insert the icons and save them one after the other in a particular folder. So I want to use the icons, I can come to insert here and I'll see icons here. I'll just show us one or two and then we'll just move on. I can come to icons here. If I click on, let me look for one first. Let's say I want, this is for a person to indicate people or something. So if I search for person, for example, look at it, I have it here. If I click on it and insert, so it will insert that icon here for me, and I can just right click and save as picture and drop it somewhere. You see, that's what I've done, and drop it somewhere. Let me just show you where I put all the icons that I'll be using here. I already saved all the icons here. All these icons, I've saved them. I saved them in a particular folder. I also want to create something like this and save, so that when I need to import it into my Power BI, I can put it here. So here also, you can easily, it depends on what you want to do, but in this case, this is what I've done. The other side here could be blank, but at the top here, I created something, this header here, this banner here, I created it in PowerPoint using shapes to do all these things. So let's say I come here now and I want to insert, maybe I want to insert a big shape. Let's say I want to insert this rectangular shape, for example. I want to insert this rectangular shape, for example. I want to change the color. I want to fill the color with maybe something like this. Fill shape. We want to fill it with something. I don't want it to be here. Okay, so I've done this. I've done that as a background. So I want to add this. I want to add this to it, and I want to ensure that I still have this thin line here separating the two. So I can as well come back here again and insert shape. I want to insert something like this. You notice this is what I have here that I changed to like a yellow. So I can come here also, I can fill the shape, I can use the color that I used here. Then I can as well still insert shape again, and then just tilt it. Maybe I want to do another shape. I can use this, and I can as well use normal rectangle and then turn it upside down and flip it. But if I choose something like this, I can easily drag it here and just bring it up here. If I need to slide it, I can make use of I can slide it so that I'll tilt it the other way. But let me just stop it here, look at it, and change the color. You know what, we need to take cognizance of the width here. Let me bring that out. Look at it here, we have 0.37, 10.38. So I can as well ensure that I'm keeping the same width here. Let me just check the width again here, the height rather. The height here is 0.37. so here I'm checking the width here, which is 0.67. so I want to be sure that they're of the same width. Then I can come here also, I think I use yellow, fill it with yellow. Look at what I'm doing now. I've done this. So inside there it's black, then I added a picture here, then I added another layer of ash color here. So I can come here also and still insert a rectangle here, insert a rectangle here, and then I want it to be black. It's black, right? But it's covering that, so I can send it to the back. I can send it to the back. No, don't send it that black. Okay, let me move this forward, bring forward. Okay, so we're fine now. So look at the black, it's sitting comfortably there. Then maybe I want to put an image here, so I can insert an image. In this case, let me just get an image from my computer. I don't want to use the internet to save time. So let's say let me just use anything. Okay, let's say this is what I want to use. I already have this here. I can minimize, I can bring it where I want it to be. Maybe I want a logo somewhere here. And don't forget, I can as well still play with this logo. We have Microsoft PowerPoint as a background remover. I can play with it and say areas to keep this, okay, keep this as well, keep everything here. So if I say it's okay, then I have it here. I've technically removed the background from the picture, so I can leave that there and move on. So just to save time, I won't just repeat everything here. So look at it, it's coming out fine. The remaining two things that I want to add this gray line here, and then this other. No, that's fine. We'll do the remaining on Power BI at Power BI. So let me just come back here. So I want another line here. I can just duplicate this so that I won't need to I'll duplicate this and drag it to the end, and then change the color, give it a gray color. Come here, change it to okay. All right, so I'll just stop here. So we've done basic things here. Okay, the remaining things here, my logo that I put here, you can put your logo there. If you want to put the name for your report, the file name here, you can do it in PowerPoint, or you can as well do it when you get to your Power BI, you know. So let me just leave it and say I'm done with everything here. If I'm done with everything, anytime I'm through here, I can just Ctrl A to select all, right? Then right click and group all, so that it will be one single image, you know. It's one single image. Then I can right click on it and save it as a picture. So I'll just put it as a picture. Let me just save it super here on my desktop so that I can easily use it. Okay, having done that, let me come back to my Power BI report here, and I can just come to my format my report here and check my canvas background. So for my canvas background, I can browse for the image here. Let's go to the desktop and bring in our super. So I've brought it in, but it's not showing right. So if I just remove the transparency, look at it, you see that it's coming out, but we're not seeing everything because it's normal. So I just want it to fit the shape, my canvas. So look at what I did in PowerPoint. Look at how it's sitting here now. So I can begin to then insert my charts one after the other right here. Don't forget, this is what we're doing. So after this now, I want to bring up my icons one after the other, and then get my card to supply these values there. So I want to insert the name here, maybe Superstore report. I can come here and use my text box and then type Superstore 2022 financial year report. So I can increase the size to something like 24. Select it before doing that, 24. Then let me just drag it out, and then I can push it to the center and change the color. I want it to be white. Let me just use white, you know. So if I can come here and work on it here, but you notice that it's showing a background there, so I can select it and come to my format here, and I'll go to effects, so I can turn off the background. So let me come back here and change the color to white. So look at what we have here. I want to bold that. I still want to increase the size to maybe 32. Okay, so I think that's fine. So let me come back here now. I want to use something to demarcate my cards there. I want to start using card here. I'll put cards there and to show us total customer, total orders, quantity, average shipping time, sales income, net profit, and so on and so forth. I want to do all this now. So I can come in here and I can say insert. I can insert images. Don't forget, I already have all the images that I downloaded in my PowerPoint, all the icons that I said I need to use. So I'll start from the user here. So I have this here. I can reduce the size, drop it to where I want it to be. Maybe I want it to be somewhere here, right? Then what do I want there? I want my card for the total customer. So I can come in here and pick a card, then come to order here. I have my customer, so I want the total number of customers that we have in the company. I want I want you to count distinct. So we have 793 customers in the company. Yeah, Mrs. that are patronizing us rather. So I can move this here, but it's too big, right? I can work on the format, click on the format here, come on to my general here. I want to remove the background. I don't want the background. I don't want the background. So I've removed the background. The title is off. So I come back to the visual itself and say the callout name, the size. Maybe I want it to be 25. Is 25 okay? I think 25 is okay. And the color, I want it to be white. Then the category label, I don't want the default category label, so I can bring it here now. Look at it. I can then type my own name. I can type this using the text box here. I come here now and type total customer. I come here and type total customer and then bring it up here and bring the total customer up here. Oh, don't do this. Then bring the total customer here. Again, I don't want the background, so I can come to my effects here, remove the background, come to my the text itself. The text itself, I want it to be white, then bold it, then push it to the center. Okay, so I've done total customer. So I'll just do this thin line here, then I'll stop here. We can continue from there. So you can drop this line here and fill up the rest. Total order, total quantity, average shipping time. Then this is a slicer. There is a slicer here. Maybe I'll just do the slicer and then I'll stop there. We can always continue from there. So if I come back here now, I want to use a thin line to separate this. So I can come to my shape here, pick a line. Look at the line that we have here. I have the line here. I can come to the shape here. The line is flat here. If what you want is a round line, you can choose the round line, and then you can rotate the shape. So I want 90 degrees, so I type 90 degrees here. Then I can come here, reduce the line, pick the line up, bring it somewhere here. If I don't want this blue line, I can always come to my shape here and change the color. What color should we use? It's white, so let's use white. I don't want any border. Okay, so I can play with that here. The shape is round, the fill color is white, the color is white. Okay, so we can just continue and fill up the other cards here. So let me just do this filter and then I'll stop. So this filter here now, we want to have not filter, filter slicer. We want to put slicer here. So I can come here and pick my slicer, but in this case the slicer, what I want in my slicer is I want the different states. I want the different states, not country. I want the different states. So look at the states, they are arranged in this order, but I want to change that, right? I'll come to my slicer setting here and I can change it from vertical to horizontal. So we have horizontal now, and I can spread it out. I can spread it out like this and drag here. So what that means is that at the end of, if I click on this arrow here, it will keep changing. So now that I have this, I can come to the slicer setting again. I want to change the color, right? I want to change the color. The slicer header, I don't need a header for the slicer. We know what that means. So the font color is black. Do I keep? Yes, the font color, I want it white. But before changing that, I want to change the border. Should I leave the border? Is still gray. What I want to change is the background color. So the background color, I want it to be this is not the color that I used there. Don't mind me. That's wine sort of. Okay, okay. Then I'll come in here and change the value, the font color to white. That's fine. So then I can come to general and